initial idea for the show that was going to be a limited series, and we thought that yes, you could revisit the characters when they're adults. It was basically we were doing it.
So hi guys, I'm Jonathan Bloomberg, writing for Movies in Sweden.
Awesome.
Hey, how are you?
Well, I'm doing great now when I get to speak with the two of you, of course.
Thank you.
I've seen the first 3 episodes, love them from what I've seen so far. If we go all the way back to the first season, before that even was the major success that it became, I actually reached out to David Harbour on Twitter and were able to book a little interview and spoke with him.
Oh,
when
wow.
He had like
so you were on the
12,000
bandwagon early.
Yeah, I was way early, like a week or so, and then we spoke.
Amazing.
Yeah, and back then he told me that you guys really wanted to, if you got the second season, because that wasn't clear at that time, age up the actors and do like a story in their 20s or something for a second season at the start. So could you talk about that alternate universe where that could have been a thing that happened, and now comparing it to where we actually end up?
Yeah, I mean, that was our initial idea for the show, that was going to be a limited series, and we thought that yes, you could revisit the characters when they're adults. It was basically we were doing it. I mean, that's where obviously the idea came from. But very early on, as we started to pitch the show around, it became clear that nobody was interested in a limited series. So we started to figure out, okay, if this is an ongoing series, what does that look like? And we started to develop it. But we really actually didn't have much of an idea beyond the fact that we knew Will was going to be rescued at the end of season 1, that he had been in an alternate dimension for quite some time, and that he would come back probably not entirely healthy. So that was about all we had as far as what a season 2 would look like. Once season 2 was, once the show was renewed and we knew we were going to have, that the show would likely continue, we started to really build out the mythology so that the show could run for a number of seasons.
Yeah, and I think most fans are really happy that you stuck with the actors that you got the first time around.
Yeah, that's true. It would have been hard to replicate that.
For sure. But moving that aside, we do have a new addition this season that I really think that we should speak a bit about, and that's Nell Fisher as Holly. So could you talk about casting her this season, because she has a really important role, at least from what I've seen so far.
She does. It was actually, that was a later idea, as that had not been planned years in advance. It was once we started to break season 5. And what we got excited about was, I mean, yes, Holly's been around, but she's sort of been in the background. And we got excited about bringing, because our kids are no longer kids anymore. And for the show to really come full circle, we wanted to get that youthful energy of what it felt like, again, to be 10 and 11. And so bringing Holly in felt like the best way to do it, just because she had already been part of our world, just in a more peripheral way. And then obviously the challenge, like anytime you cast a kid, is finding someone. We've set the bar pretty high with our casting of children before, and then but when we found Nell, she really had, she had been in movies before, like Evil Dead Rise, so she had experience, but also she felt authentic and a real kid, and it felt like, and working with her really felt like it was going back to season 1, and it brought us sort of a sense of joy and wonder to the set that we hadn't had in a few years, just because our cast was older, and it was a blast. Really.
Yeah, and she's amazing in the role, I must say.
It's incredible.
And moving slightly into spoiler territory here, me being a Swede, I obviously must mention ABBA finally coming into the show.
That's right.
So how did you end up choosing to do Fernando? I've seen a lot of other speculations, but that's where you went.
Yeah, so oftentimes, actually more often than not, we write the song into the script. So we have an idea of what we want in there. That scene, we didn't know what song we were going to use until we were in post-production. So Nora, who's our music supervisor, man, we must have tried 20, 30 different songs. And that just felt right. I like the rhythm of it. It has a sort of cinematic quality to it. It's also very funny. And it also feels like something that Karen would be listening to. A lot of times when we're picking music, it's more character driven than anything else. Because so Running Up That Hill, for instance, that was not something we weren't necessarily looking to put that song or Kate Bush into the show. We built a playlist of songs that we thought Max would be listening to, and that was one of the songs. So it was the same thing with Karen. Okay, what would Karen be listening to? Then you try it against the scene, and that's just the song that clicked. We absolutely love it.
Yeah, and I really think it fit really well too.
It fits
There's
great,
something
yeah.
in the air that night. Yeah, so it truly was. And now we only have like a minute to go.
Yeah.
I know that you guys are heading over to Paramount soon as well, but a lot of people might not know how that stuff works. And I just want you to be able to kind of explain if that still means that you can do Netflix stuff within this universe, or if that ends when you move over there.
Yeah, when we decided to go to Paramount, it was only, we got a basically what you call a carve out so that we can continue working on any shows that we've already been working on at Netflix, and that includes anything within the Stranger Things universe because it's important to us. It's still our baby, and that was something that we really wanted to make sure we could do, even as we go off and make a movie, that we can still help guide and be very hands-on a day-to-day with anything involving Stranger Things. Because we want to protect it, and we want to make sure that anything that comes out with Stranger Things name on it is, something that we're proud of and is the highest quality.
I think most fans will be really happy to hear that. So Thanks, guys, both for taking the time to speak with me today, and best of luck with the premiere of this final season.
Amazing.
Okay, thank you,
That's
man.
no problem.